The Young and the Restless Spoilers. The chess game between Victor Newman and the Abbott family has reached a new, breathtaking height this week. Jack and Kyle uncover damning evidence of corporate espionage, while Billy walks straight into a carefully laid trap set by the mustache himself. The corporate battlefield in Genoa City is heating up to a boiling point as Victor Newman stages what could be his most ambitious takedown yet. The episode that aired this past Wednesday revealed that Jack Abbott and Kyle Abbott had uncovered irrefutable evidence of Victor's ongoing espionage campaign at Jabot. However, as always, the mustache was 3 steps ahead, setting traps for multiple members of the Abbott family. Victor's master plan targets multiple Abbott's. Victor's brilliance as a master manipulator is on full display as he simultaneously targets several key members of the Abbott clan. While Jack and Kyle are busy identifying corporate spies at Jabot, including the already suspected Matheson, Victor is meticulously laying a sophisticated trap for Billy Abbott involving the enigmatic Aristotle Dumas. Victor knows Billy has been in contact with Dumas, a source close to the show reveals. And he's planning to use that knowledge to manipulate Billy into revealing the full extent of their alliance. This intricate web of deception is the latest in Victor's ongoing saga to regain control and assert dominance in the ruthless world of business. It's a high-stakes game, and as the Abbott family members are drawn deeper into Victor's machinations, the line between friend and foe becomes increasingly blurred. The dangers of corporate espionage for the Abbott family. The discovery of the espionage campaign is a pivotal moment. Jack and Kyle's uncovering of the spy network within Jabot sends shockwaves through the company, throwing everyone into a state of uncertainty. This moment could mark the beginning of a full-scale battle for control, as the Abbotts now know that someone within their own ranks is leaking vital information to Victor. Yet, despite the Abbott family's best efforts, the complexity of Victor's operations is overwhelming. With spies planted within Jabot's ranks, Victor has ensured that his plan remains airtight, at least for now. As Jack and Kyle scramble to figure out who's betraying them, they are caught in a race against time to stop the impending corporate collapse. Billy Abbott, the pawn in Victor's game. However, the real intrigue lies in Billy Abbott's involvement in Victor's grand scheme. As Victor prepares to pull the strings from the shadows, Billy unwittingly finds himself at the center of a dangerous power play. The betrayal Victor is setting up isn't just about business. It's deeply personal. Billy's decision to align with the mysterious Aristotle Dumas could be the key to unlocking a much larger plot. Victor is known for his ability to manipulate the emotions of his adversaries, and Billy is no exception. Billy, often the wild card in the Abbott family, is driven by his desire to prove himself in the business world, but that ambition has made him susceptible to manipulation. His ongoing interactions with Dumas are no secret to Victor, who has meticulously gathered information to ensure that Billy walks right into the trap he has set. Billy's attempt to distance himself from the volatile world of corporate intrigue might have backfired. He is in a precarious position, with his alliances now coming under intense scrutiny. While he might believe he's making moves for the good of the family and his own career, it's becoming increasingly clear that he is nothing more than a pawn in Victor's game. Victor's psychological warfare. What makes Victor's plan so devastating is not just its scope, but its psychological depth. He doesn't just aim to destroy Jabot or weaken the Abbott family business, he's also playing on the emotions, fears, and insecurities of the Abbott members. Billy's strained relationship with his family, particularly with Jack, makes him an easy target. Victor knows this and uses it to his advantage, knowing that Billy's need for approval will lead him to make decisions that he might later regret. As Billy's loyalty to the Abbott family is tested, the impact of Victor's manipulations begins to unfold. Billy may not even realize the extent to which he's been played, but his actions will have lasting consequences on the family dynamic. What started as an innocent professional alliance could lead to devastating betrayal, with Billy caught in the crossfire of Victor's well-planned attack. The family fallout. The fallout from Victor's masterstroke will undoubtedly have far-reaching effects. Jack and Kyle, now aware of the espionage and the intricate web of lies Victor has woven, will need to confront not only the external threats but also the internal betrayals within their family. The trust between family members will be put to the test as each of them must decide whether they can continue to rely on one another, or if they are ultimately better off going it alone. With Victor pulling the strings, the Abbott family is in a state of turmoil. Tensions rise as alliances shift, and the battle for control over Jabot becomes increasingly cutthroat. But the true power of Victor's plan lies in its ability to divide and conquer, pitting family members against one another in a struggle that could destroy the very fabric of their unity. What's next for Jabot? As Victor continues to orchestrate his campaign against the Abbotts, the future of Jabot hangs in the balance. The corporate world is a brutal and unforgiving place, and with Victor's cunning at play, it's unclear who will emerge victorious. Will Jack and Kyle be able to expose Victor's machinations before it's too late? Or will Billy's involvement with Dumas and Victor's brilliant psychological tactics tear the Abbott family apart from within? As Genoa City watches the drama unfold, one thing is certain: the chess game between Victor and the Abbotts has reached a level of complexity that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. The battle for Jabot is far from over, and the consequences of each move could be devastating. Victor Newman's long-running quest for power and dominance has never been more intense, and the Abbotts must brace themselves for the most challenging battle of their lives. The mustache is playing a game of high-stakes chess, and everyone is a potential piece on his board. As the tension rises and the stakes get higher, one thing remains clear. In this game, only the strongest will survive. The tension in Genoa City is at an all-time high as Jack and Kyle Abbott take decisive action at Jabot, determined not to be outwitted by Victor Newman. After uncovering evidence of corporate spies within their ranks, in addition to the already suspected Matheson, the Abbott father and son duo is devising a strategy to turn Victor's spies against him. They're not just identifying the spies, our source confirms. They're planning to use them to feed Victor false information and potentially expose his entire operation. As the stakes continue to rise, Jack is even prepared to go head-to-head with Victor directly, displaying a level of confidence that could prove to be premature. History has shown that Victor Newman is never caught off guard for long, and his ability to remain several steps ahead of his opponents is legendary. Will Jack's boldness lead to his downfall, or will it be the key to outsmarting the master manipulator? Jack and Kyle, the Abbott family's last line of defense. The Abbotts are no strangers to business battles, but this time, they are up against their most formidable adversary yet. Victor's multi-layered strategy has placed Jabot in jeopardy, and the Abbott family must act swiftly and decisively to prevent total collapse. Jack and Kyle are spearheading this effort, fully aware that the future of their company and their legacy hinges on the next moves they make. For Jack, the realization that Victor has infiltrated their business with spies is both a shocking betrayal and a call to action. This isn't just about business rivalry, this is a personal war. Victor's tactics have always been ruthless, but they've now crossed a line that Jack and Kyle can no longer ignore. The dynamic between the two Abbotts is one of trust and determination, and while their approaches may differ, their commitment to protecting their family's interests is unwavering. Kyle, especially, has come a long way since his early days in the business world. His relationship with his father has strengthened, and his confidence in handling corporate crises has grown. Yet, despite his ambitions, Kyle remains very much aware of the dangers that Victor poses. His knowledge of corporate espionage is growing, but so is his understanding of just how far Victor will go to achieve his goals. It's a delicate balance, one that could shift at any moment. The Abbott strategy, turning the spies against Victor. What makes Jack and Kyle's plans so potentially dangerous and brilliant is their ability to manipulate the very spies Victor has placed within their ranks. Instead of simply exposing the traitors, Jack and Kyle are aiming to flip the script. They're planning to use these spies as pawns in their own game, feeding Victor false information that could send him spiraling. This maneuver, if successful, could destabilize Victor's entire operation. By manipulating the flow of information, the Abbotts have the potential to create confusion and chaos within Victor's camp, forcing him to waste valuable resources and time chasing phantom leads. It's a calculated risk, but one that could turn the tide in the battle for Jabot. The effectiveness of this strategy relies on one key factor: the loyalty of the spies themselves. If Jack and Kyle can convince these individuals that it's in their best interest to align with them, they could neutralize Victor's advantage. However, if any of the spies are loyal to Victor to the core, the Abbots could find themselves caught in a deadly trap of their own making. Jack's bold move, a dangerous gamble. While Jack and Kyle may have an advantage in terms of knowledge and control over Jabot, Jack's decision to confront Victor directly is a bold move that could lead to unforeseen consequences. Jack's confidence is, perhaps, a sign of desperation. The Abbots have been under attack for months, and the pressure is beginning to mount. Jack has always been a fighter, but taking on Victor in a direct confrontation is a dangerous gamble. Victor, after all, is a master of manipulation, and Jack is walking straight into his territory. If Jack pushes too hard, he risks overextending himself. Victor, ever the strategist, is likely to have a backup plan ready for any situation. His ability to adapt and remain 2 steps ahead of his enemies is what has kept him on top for so long. Jack's brashness could lead him to underestimate the full scope of Victor's power, and the repercussions could be catastrophic. Furthermore, Victor's influence reaches far beyond Jabot. His network of allies and resources is vast, and while the Abbots may have the advantage of familiarity with their own company, Victor's far-reaching alliances give him a strategic edge. Jack's plan to confront Victor directly could open up vulnerabilities that the Abbots are not prepared for. The battle for Genoa City: who will prevail? As the corporate espionage drama unfolds, the question on everyone's mind is, who will come out on top in this high-stakes battle for control of Jabot? Victor holds a significant advantage by simultaneously executing several schemes that target various weaknesses within the Abbott family. His multi-pronged approach ensures that no one is safe from his machinations, and his ability to manipulate individuals' emotions and desires gives him a psychological edge. However, Jack and Kyle are not without their own advantages. They are on their home turf at Jabot, which gives them the opportunity to identify and neutralize Victor's spies more effectively. Their deep knowledge of the company's inner workings and their close relationship with key staff members could prove invaluable in exposing Victor's plans before they come to fruition. While Victor's tactics may be cunning, the Abbots have the benefit of knowing their adversary's game. They've seen Victor's ruthless side before, and they know the lengths he will go to achieve his goals. The real question is whether they can outmaneuver him, not just in terms of corporate strategy but also in terms of psychological warfare. Victor's strength lies in his ability to anticipate his opponent's moves, and the Abbots must be prepared to think outside the box if they are to outwit him. The coming showdown: the stage is set for a dramatic showdown in Genoa City. With Victor's web of lies and deceit closing in on Jabot, the Abbott family must pull together to protect their legacy. The battle for control of the company is far from over, and every move could tip the scales in favor of one side or the other. As the Abbott family plays their cards, the pressure mounts. Jack and Kyle may have their strategy, but Victor has years of experience in manipulation and power plays. It's a battle of wits, ambition, and sheer willpower. Will the Abbots succeed in turning Victor's own spies against him, or will the mustache's backup plan be too strong to overcome? The answers are yet to come, but one thing is certain: the war for Jabot is just beginning, and the stakes have never been higher. In Genoa City, no one is safe, and the battle for power is always just one step away from becoming a personal war. Who will ultimately control Jabot, and who will pay the price for Victor Newman's ruthless pursuit of domination? Only time will tell.